I learn every day. I don't claim that I am doing exactly what is supposed to be done, but I try every day. The only thing that I think I've managed very well is to hold the family together, which I think is the most difficult part. Other than that, whatever that comes, we see it as it comes. And it's the management part of that, which I think it's problematic. Especially in KZN, are not happy with the way I'm doing things because they are saying I am letting them down because I negotiate most of the time with the wives instead of telling them what needs to be done. And I think we are learning because if you tell them what needs to be done, I don't think we would have achieved what we have achieved. But that on its own, it's a failure because most men are saying, if you negotiate with them, they don't listen. They don't even adhere to what we are saying. But I'm saying, if I go along, most men, they say to me, Baba Mseleku, please don't fail because there's so much that we take from what you are doing. So I know that I must not fail, but it's not easy because it not comes very cheap. Yeah. And it comes at a price, and it's very taxing to do what I do. She says, I must instruct, I must tell the wives what I'm going to do. But in my case, I negotiate with the wives, and that is not what culture says. So if I had only looked to what culture says, I would have failed because I'm sure many wives would have said, we are leaving this man because he's a dictator. So in our days, it's not everything that is based on culture that is going to work. I'm sure you need to study and see how is your family built, and then you work around how your family is built because you cannot base everything on culture. Women in our days, they are talking about being worth. So I'm saying that on its own, it's a failure. In fact, it poses a lot of contradiction in what we are supposed to do as men. We are not given liberty to lead as we are supposed to do. In fact, we have to consult with the wives at some point. So that on its own is a shortcoming.
Hi everybody, Sanbonani. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV, where we talk about all things reality TV shows and all things reality TV show stars. Listen, you guys, I've been saying for years now, while watching the show, that I wish that Musa Mseleku would just admit that he is just winging it. Because when he is talking about Nesthembu and his uThando, and he talks about culture, most of the time it doesn't look like he's following cultural rules. And also, he doesn't even seem to know, what the rules are. So sometimes I'll be feeling like it would make so much more sense for me if he just came and said, listen, I'm just doing whatever I need to do to keep the family together. I might not follow any of the culture or cultural rules. I'm just winging it, okay? And I just so happen to be lucky and my family is still together. Because it looks that way, you guys. The reason that I put lies over there when he was talking about how culture says that he must dictate, I was like, where does that come from? Okay, where does that come from? Where it says that a man must dictate when it comes to his temple. Also, he contradicts himself because on the show, he says that he is going to tackle number 5. It does not matter what the other wives said, because the other wives have said they don't really, care for number 5. Mayeni has said it, and Umangwabe has said it, but he's still taking on number 5. So he is dictating on the show. I kind of feel like sometimes he has to be clear whether he's talking about his real life or he's talking about the show, because it does sometimes sound like what happens in their real life is not really what we are seeing on the show. Because what we are seeing on the show is somebody that is telling his wife, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it whether you like it or not. But he's sitting in an interview saying, everything that I do, I have to consult with my wife. So I guess outside of the cameras, away from the cameras, he is consulting with them before they go on camera. And he gives us this picture that he is a dictator. Okay. And I have suspected, you guys, that maybe that's what he does. You know, he does go and say, listen, Mangwab, can I please take number 5, okay? I promise I will increase your allowance. We're just going to go on the show and pretend that I'm detecting to you that I'm taking number 5, and then you are going to stay. And then, people get the show that they want. So sometimes I feel like that's what's going on. And so when you're listening to these interviews, sometimes they just don't make sense, because how do you say in an interview that you are not dictating, but that's what we are seeing on the show? Sometimes he forgets, is he talking about the show or is he talking about his real life? Also, I don't know anything about our culture saying that you have to dictate to a woman when it comes to uThando. Don't they say that, a woman had to actually give a go-ahead for the husband to take another wife, and also the wife will be the one that actually chooses the next wife to be taken by the husband? Where is the dictating there? Nobody was dictated to back then. So where does he come from with this thing that culture says that I must dictate, I must not consult with the wives? With this term, but my understanding is that there was also always consultation with the wife that was already there, giving a go ahead to say yes, because of whatever the reasons are to take another wife. Yes, we can take another wife. In fact, there's this beautiful girl that I like over there. You can go and, you understand what I'm saying, okay? But one thing, you guys, that I was happy to hear is that he is admitting that he's just winging it. I think the one thing that we can commend Musa Mseleku for, you guys, is that really he has been able to keep his family together. We did speak about this on a live, that his kids, regardless of the setup of the family, they've really been able to raise, healthy kids. Besides the fact that, of course, the boys want to have many, many wives, but they are healthy kids and they get along with each other. That is a good thing. So Nesthembu Sabo has not been all bad. There are good things that have come out of it, okay? But now we watch it for the drama, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Is he confusing you like he is confusing me about that cultural comment? Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video before Pumagona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. uThando kakhulu.
But I impact them. But the other thing is that if we are honest enough, there are few men that we are having in our society that they only have one wife and they depend upon her